Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my review for She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 2. So I was hoping to do like video reactions, but until I hear word back from the copyright claim on my reaction to the first episode, I just don't want to ripple the waters. Just starting out this channel, so don't want to be causing any issues. So I'll just give my reviews after each episode. So episode 2. So basically, as I said, with my last review, there will be spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, just be careful watching this. But I really enjoyed this episode. I liked this one more than episode 1. It was more focused on Jennifer and like the events after what happened. So basically, the episode starts literally where we left off in episode 1. There's news reports of her battle with Titania in the courtroom, her saving the people in the courthouse there, giving interviews outside about being saved. The guy's talking. Oh, he says, it's like another Hulk, and he says, but she's female, and the interviewer's like, a She-Hulk, and he's like, yeah, I like that. So it goes on from there, and like her and her friend, the her was it her I can't remember, was her assistant or a fellow lawyer from the first episode. They're heading to a bar and everything, and everybody's inside chatting She-Hulk, and she immediately hears that, and she's like, "No, I don't like that name. That can't be my name. I'm not like, that's not me." But her friend convinces her then to Hulk out and go in and get the praise. So uh, basically, and everybody's sort of buying them drinks or getting free drinks, and her other colleague, the guy who was sort of making snide comments at her in the first episode, like he again comes over, he's being a dick to her, saying you're just looking for publicity and everything, and then he goes off to chat to somebody. Um, and then her boss comes in. I didn't quite understand this, like how this could work, like, but her boss comes in, and she stands up and she's just like twice the height of him, and he's like saying to her, can you uh, uh, go back to your human form? I need to have a serious conversation. So because it was explained in the first episode by Bruce that when they're in Hulk form, they can drink as much alcohol as they want and not get drunk. But when they're in human form, uh, the metabolism takes immediate effect. She goes back to her human form and immediately collapses to the ground when she goes to sit down. So she's just sitting there. Her boss trying to have a serious conversation, and she's just sitting there like, yeah, 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 and he's trying to tell her about the court case, and she's just sitting there saying, yeah, we nailed him, we knocked it out of the park, but he tries to tell her that because she saved the members of the jury, the opposing uh, the opposing team in the court case, they filed for a misconduct, or I can't remember the legal term for it. It's that I can't remember the legal term. It's like no, whatever it is, but they basically filed for a thing because they felt that the jury would be favoring Jennifer because she saved her life. So he basically, tells them they had to throw the case out. They lost that case, and he basically says to her, "Then I have to let you go," which it's very. I didn't understand that because like he's saying, you did the right thing, and she's saying, "Wait, you're firing me for." Saving these people. What should I've just let them, get killed? And he's like, no, you did the right thing, but I have to let you go, which is very weird. As you're firing somebody because you saved other people's lives, and the other court team basically uh, uh, filed a injunction or whatever against that. So I didn't quite understand that. But then she basically goes through, it shows you like a sort of a time skip of her going to several interviews for jobs, and they keep saying, no, we can't have this, we can't allow, your type of personnel to work for us, we can't have a sideshow on our team, we can't have the publicity that follows you associate with us and all that. So she's basically all that, and then she goes to a family dinner, and I think there was a clip put out on YouTube by Marvel Studios. They're all basically hounding her with questions, about being a Hulk, being a superhero. The dad's asking her about Hawkeye. What does he do with all his arrows? Does he go around and collect them after he shoots them? That's very dangerous for the environment? Her mom's trying to set her up with some stranger that she met thing who likes superheroes, and her, I think, is that her uncle or her parents' neighbors? He was saying, my wife's stylist, and she was like looking at her and saying like, we need to grow your hair to match She-Hulk when you're human form. And she was just sitting there like basically like sort of any fucking family dinner, as to say, a thing. You're sitting there like, yeah, get me out of here. So the dad basically, then he said the old sort of cliche thing where he says, what, can you help me with something in the back? And he pulls her the thing, says, I need to get you out of that situation, and he asks her, how she is and everything, and she sort of questions herself. She's like, maybe I should let the jury get squashed, to keep my job. And he's like talking to her, and then she seems very down, and then like he says to her, well, hey, at least you've never destroyed a city. And like she smiles and sort of says, at least that's a weight off my mind, But then the next night she's back in the bar, sitting by herself at the bar, and the head of the lawyer firm that was against her in the court, who threw in the injunction against her thing, he approaches her and wants to hire her for his firm. So she obviously, because she's been rejected thing, she immediately says, yep, I'll take the job, I'll see you Monday, doesn't ask for any detailed thing. So the next Monday she shows up at his firm, and he basically drops a bombshell on her that they're opening a new wing of the firm dedicated to representing whatever superheroes, supervillains, whoever comes to them looking for basically a solicitor. And the first case he wants her to take is Blonsky Abomination, which I didn't quite. I always thought that in the Incredible Hulk movie, I thought that Hulk snapped Abomination's neck. I thought he was dead because he had the chain around him and he was like choking him, and then he just. I remember like he did something and just totally like took him out one move and then disappeared. But I always thought that he just killed him right out of that. But so he's back, and Jennifer's immediately saying, I can't do this. This guy tried to kill my cousin," and the boss is like, "Yeah, I don't care about that. Just, if you don't take this case, you don't have a job. At least go and meet him before you make a decision." So she goes to the maximum security prison to meet him, and I enjoyed the scene because it gives a bit of, what's the word? It gives a sort of another side to Blonsky. Also in the Incredible Hulk movie, he was just, you didn't really know much about his character, just that he was on the team under General Ross, who were tracking the Hulk. The Hulk basically disposed of him immediately, and then they selected him to get the super soldier serum to uh, enhance his strength and abilities. And he basically says that in the episode. He tells Jennifer, I didn't understand what the mission was. I didn't know what I was walking into. I was a decorated hero for the special forces who was assigned to a mission, uh, which ended up being your cousin. And you know and she says, yeah, but you basically abandoned that mission to go on a vendetta. And he says, no, it wasn't personal. The serum, the serum that the government injected into me basically messed with my head and uh, sort of thing. Then all that. So she sort of, in a way, she feels sort of compassion for her, and he goes on a thing to say that he's written down like haikus of and poems explaining how he feels, and she's like trying to say, like, I don't wanna hear this. Um, and she asks him, like, because he's in his human form, and she asks him, can you no longer transform? And he says, no, it's not that I can't transform. I choose not to. Sort of, in a way, like, I think it sort of hit her in a way because, like, she doesn't want to transform into She-Hulk. She just wants to be in her human form all the time. So, sort of, whenever he said that he chooses not to, it sort of hit her. So, she uh, basically, she goes away to have a think about it, and she phones Bruce. Obviously, it's always at first it looks as if she's asked for his advice, but she goes off, talking about the pros and cons, and he basically just says, basically, you're phoning to tell me you're taking the case, and she says, yeah, and he says, and basically tells her, he says, look, that stuff at Blonsky was so many years ago. In fact, he's even wrote me a letter and some poems in haiku, and I love this reference. He says, he says, look, that battle with Blonsky, I was a whole nother guy, like, literally. And I love that because obviously Edward Norton played the character in that movie before Mark Ruffalo replaced him, so I love that scene. And then she says to him, thank you for your advice. Are you going to come to LA? And he tells her, that might be difficult. I'm really, I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. And it pans out to show you he's on that uh, ship, the Grandmaster ship from the first episode, and basically goes into like hyperspeed. About so. Looks like we're not going to be seeing the Hulk for a while. So is he going to be going back to that planet from Ragnarok, or is this going to be leading up to another Hulk movie of its own? I know there was rumors of a Planet Hulk movie or a thing, so I would love to see where that goes on. Um, so basically, the episode ends where she phones up her boss and says, "Look, I thought about it. I'm going to take the case." And he says, "Well, that's great news, but have you not watched TV today? You know, turn on TV." He says, "Great hearing from you." And she turns on the TV, and it's a news report to say that Blonsky Abomination has broken out of prison to and was seen fighting in an underground fight club, which is basically referencing the scenes in Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings, where he was fighting Wong, and then Wong opened the doorway to put him back in his cell. So that's the thing is she basically just uh, slams her phone down, or slams the TV remote down. So it ends there, and then there's nice post credits scene back at her family's home where they're getting her in her Hulk form to do all these uh, chores around the house. Like she's holding up the truck for her brother to change a tire. The dad's getting her to put like a large widescreen TV up on the wall and carry gallons of water bottles into the house. So that was a nice little thing there. But like I said, I enjoyed this episode more than the first one. I liked that it was more focused on Jennifer. The first episode, it was sort of split 50-50 between her and Bruce. This one was basically focused on her and the aftermath of the first episode, her losing her job, and then getting offered this new one with the condition that her first client, I suppose, is the man who tried to kill her cousin. So it was a nice sort of dilemma for her. I forgot to mention that she brought her friend with her to the new job. She said in the bar when he offered her the job, she said, the conditions I get to choose my own team. And he's like, bring whoever you want. So like whenever like she first went to her office, the friend was uh, going nuts over the views, the mini bar, the desk, and there was a new guy, part of our team, who came in and had like a welcoming basket of like office supplies, everything, including, I guess he said, was a secret map with directions to the best toilet to poop in. I mean, that's a life changer there. But yeah, like I enjoyed this. There's a lot more comedy in this one, with the family dinner. They were all talking over each other and basically talking about her to each other while she was sat there, and she was so nice. So I enjoyed that because I think everybody can relate to that when you're at like family gatherings or family things. You're just sat there like, and I like the reintroduction of Tim Roth as Blonsky. So it'll be interesting to see how he features going forward. I don't know if we're going to see any more of uh, Titania from the first episode. It said at the beginning of the episode that she fled the courthouse after her altercation with Jennifer, so we'll just have to see with that. And I think, obviously, from the She-Hulk trailer, that Wong will make an appearance. Uh, I don't know if this is set before or after the events of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And obviously, uh, if there's a report of Abomination fighting Wong in the thing, obviously then we had in Shang-Chi we had that scene of Wong asking advice from Bruce about the rings, and he was in his human form. So I wonder, is Wong going to get in contact with Bruce while he's off uh, in a different planet with the Grand Master or whoever? So it'll be interesting. But I look forward to seeing what episode 3 brings. Obviously, I think that will probably be maybe where Wong arrives, because he's going to have to maybe explain to Jennifer how Blonsky broke out of the prison, or well, not broke out, like he was basically teleported using Wong's powers. So he'll probably be featured in that one, and then we'll maybe see if Blonsky gets released from prison. But anyway, enjoyed that. Drop a like on the video and drop a comment below what you think of the series so far. You know, what you thought of the first 2 episodes. Did you like this episode more than the first one? Are you excited for the next episode? What do you think's going to happen with the rest of the series? Obviously, I know we're getting Daredevil making an appearance at some point. So, be interested to see where we go from there. Is that going to be after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, where he represented Peter? So it'll actually be nice if it was referenced where Daredevil said, to her, I've actually represented a superhero myself. So be interesting. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications on more videos coming out in the channel, and I will see you for the next review next time. Take care. See you again.